Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I've been away for a couple of weeks without filming. Truth to say, I just haven't really felt like it for the past couple of weeks, and I haven't had any new products really to talk about, although I've got my eye now on quite a few things towards the end of this month, April, from Tom Ford and Chanel. But I thought tonight I would talk about my nighttime skincare regime because a few of you over the last few months have asked about that. I haven't got around to talking about it, and I thought that would be a good one to do tonight when my light isn't too good, because you don't really have to see very clearly any colour or anything like that. So here it is. You can see in front of you, very impressively, you might think, 4 products, all from the same line, Sunday Riley. Now, I should say straight away, I don't always use these every single night. I ought to, because I really need a consistent skincare regime now, probably for the first time in my life. Hitting menopause has given me a few skin problems that, without boasting too much, I've never really had throughout my life. I've been pretty much able to do what I like with my skin, although I've always been very careful about cleansing properly and wearing a sunscreen. But now my skin is drying a lot, and my pores are very obvious, and I do need to take better and consistent care of my skin. That doesn't always happen. I travel a lot, and when I travel, it tends to be convenient to take lots of little bottles and samples of things that I get given, or gifts with purchase and so on and so forth, which is fine, and I quite like trying those out. But it does mean I don't always have a consistent routine. But as I say, when I'm at home, I have got into this as the nighttime routine, gradually over time. Sunday Riley, an American, pretty sure it's American, I should know this. Yeah, Texas. I thought they were Californian, they might be, it's probably just manufactured there. You can buy it in the UK at Space NK, Cult Beauty, some upmarket department stores. It's a pricey range, and I've thought twice about doing this video because I think Sunday Riley is a slightly controversial brand. Not because it's particularly out there and it's using exciting ingredients or anything like that, rather the opposite. I think it was very trendy with a number of the beauty blogists, I'm going to say about 2 years ago. If any of you watch or read, for example, Carolyn Hirons, interestingly, she was all for Sunday Riley a couple of years ago, really pushing the products. Then must have had some sort of falling out, because she was very much not pushing them and rather saying don't get them, but without much clarity as to why, which was interesting, but I'll say no more about that. If you kind of read up on the ingredients, there is nothing exceptional, insofar as I understand chemistry, about any of the ingredients. They're reasonably good quality, but there's no cutting edge science. And I understand that there is now a lawsuit in America about the claims that were made for this particular product, Bionic, the moisturiser, that I'm going to talk about in a bit more detail in a minute. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but saying that it was making kind of inflated claims of what it could do for what it actually contains. It seems to me, certainly in the claims and advertisements I've read, that they're no different to any other skin cream, to be honest. So I wonder if there's some, political thing going on about Sunday Riley. I don't know the ownership. Often there is business stuff going on behind these things, but it does seem to me it's a faintly controversial line at the moment. And as I say, it is pricey. But I have to say, I have liked and love most of their products. There is one that I don't like, which was the facial oil. I forgot what it's called, but it's the blue one. Again, people raved about it. I found it did nothing for me, and I sold mine again after a few weeks of using it. Again, pricey product, and I really didn't like it. But these products I do like. The first of them that I started using is called Good Genes Treatment, which does get generally good write-ups. It's an exfoliating serum, an AHA, basically. You're supposed to apply it daily as a serum onto clean skin, or you can use it as a mask. I often use it on its own in the evening, but I think you are supposed to use it with a moisturiser on top. I got a really big sample of this in one of the goodie bags from Space NK. I really do think it brightens up the skin a little bit, not dramatically, but I do think it works. I really love the smell. It's one of those kind of fresh vitamin C type smells. And I've been through a couple of bottles, although they do last for a long time. So that was the introduction I had to the line. The next product I got was the Bionic Anti-Aging Cream, which I think was the first of their moisturisers. They now do several others. I'm less keen to try the others because they come in pots. And those of you who've watched me before know that I have a thing about skincare coming in pots. I think it's unhygienic and it exposes the cream to the atmosphere. It's very bad for any active ingredients, blah, blah, blah. So I like a good pump action, and you get it with Bionic. Now, this is the most controversial of the products. This is the one that's actually subject to the lawsuit in America, as I understand it, when I Googled. And I Googled because suddenly I found that Space NK, Cult Beauty, and the other outlets that were selling it in the United Kingdom still selling the Sunday Riley range, but not having this product, not saying why. It's incredibly difficult to get hold of at the moment, and you can see I've nearly used up this bottle. I did find some stock on a German site a few weeks ago, and I've ordered a replacement. That's how much I love it, because it is expensive. I think it's about £92 for this bottle, which is 50 ml, which is a lot. It's not, one of the highest priced moisturisers, but at that kind of price you're going towards the more luxury ranges of Sisley and high range Guerlain, Prairie and others like that, where there's more kind of evidence in the ingredients that they're good for you. But the bottom line is I just like the feel of this cream. It goes on in a very it's a thick lotion. It's not an offensive smell. It's got a very slight fragrance, so it's lovely to wear last thing at night before you go to bed. It glides on. It does go into the skin, but not too much, if you know what I mean. I like to feel it's penetrating my skin. It's making my skin feel if it's getting some moisture. It's drinking it, as it were, but it's not kind of totally evaporating. It's giving that kind of protective film as well. And you definitely get that with this. So the bottom line is I just like it. Would I advise you to get it? Well, you'll have a job to get it at the moment. I don't know whether this is a temporary hiccup because of the litigation, or they're just going to stop making it in favour of the other ones they're putting out in the jars, which I haven't tried. It'll be a real shame, but if you can get your hands on a sample, worth trying to see if you like it as well. Ceramic Slip is one of their cleansers for normal to oily skin, which put me off for a long time because my skin isn't oily. It's normal to combination. It's getting drier. And I didn't like the sound of clay cleanser either. That's slightly misleading because it's nothing like clay. It's a kind of viscous lotion, again, in the bottle. This gets consistently good reviews on retail sites, probably the highest stars of any of these products. People like it, and I can see why. This is my first bottle. The only thing I don't like is that it's 35 quid a go, and unlike the others, I'm going through it very quickly because I need several pumps to get a decent lather. But I like a double cleanse at night if I've been wearing makeup. One kind of wash off, either a balm or a a lathering up kind of foaming cleanser like this, and a kind of tidying up with the Bioderma or similar. And this does the trick. I like it, and I kind of like having all the products from the same line. So that's working for me at the moment. And then kind of, I'm least enthusiastic about the Start Over Active Eye Cream. This was a freebie with a Space NK goodie bag. It's one of these gimmicky ones with the funny kind of supposedly cooling applicator from the tube. I just find they get a bit gunged up. Nothing wrong with it. I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of eye creams. I know you're supposed to, well, they say you're supposed to have a different cream and the skin around the eye is different, blah, 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 and you don't want to overload it. But to be honest, I just kind of work in what I'm using as my main moisturiser. So I wouldn't probably rush out to buy this, but as it was a good freebie, I'm using it up, and I find my eye creams last for ages anyway. So in theory, that's my night care routine. I do try to mask once a week, possibly twice. I like the kind of fabric masks, but I like the Thomas Roth masks as well, really whatever I've got. As I say, Bioderma is always there. I do have a waterproof eye makeup remover as well, just a generic one at the moment from Sephora. And I sometimes use another AHA as well from time to time. At the present time, I'm using the Aussie Gold one. But this is the kind of basics. So I hope that's of interest to some of you. As I say, I'm not saying rush out and buy Sunday Riley. It's an expensive line, and in theory, there's no good reason for it. But I've got to speak as I find, and I just find I like these products. So that's why I'm using it. Anyway, until next time, bye for now.